Okay. First of all, thanks a lot everyone for watching this video. So today me and Ivan, we will be showing you how to deploy CyberArk PAM solution onto the AWS. So this is the brief agenda we have put together. So we will be talking about the prerequisites, what is required. Then we will be jumping onto the installation step. Installation step comprises of two different steps. The first step, we will be talking about the network installation, and then we will be jumping on to all the CyberArk's component installation. The last but not the least, we will be doing the verification as well. So first, let's look into the prerequisites. From the prerequisites perspective, so it's very simple. From the AWS account perspective, so we should have AWS account with all the required permissions to deploy the CloudFormation templates. The second one is, so you should have an access to the CyberArk privilege access management AMIs. All these AMIs will be shared via the private channel. And to get all these AMIs, you should ask your CyberArk sales representative team, and they shall be more than happy to provide you the AMIs. Apart from that, so we will require license file and the recovery public key. For these two files also, you have to reach out to the CyberArk team. Last but not the least, so you should have an access to the CyberArk's GitHub page. So let me show you what I have done on my AWS account and how I gathered all these license files and the other prerequisites. So for this one, let's go to my AWS account. In my AWS account, we will go to the EC2 service. In the EC2 service, what we have to do, we have to go to the AMIs. And in the AMIs, so what we have to do, we have to go to the private images. In the private images, if I search with CyberArk, so you are able to see all these CyberArk's past images has already been shared with me. Okay. Again, to get the images, you have to reach out to the CyberArk sales representative. You have to provide two different information. The first information, you have to provide your AWS account number. Another information you have to provide the region name as well. In my case, my region name is Europe, Paris, which is equivalent to EU West Street. So this is the first thing. And on the prerequisite, I already got an AWS account and I already have all the desired permissions. The second thing is, so this is the CyberArk's GitHub page. So Ivan will be posting this link along with the video. So you can go to the CyberArk's GitHub page. Again, you don't require any kind of a login. So what we will be leveraging upon today, we will be leveraging upon the CloudFormation template, which is especially meant for the deployment on the AWS. So I'm going to the AWS. For today, we will be leveraging upon two different CloudFormation templates, the full PaaS deployment, and we will be leveraging upon the PaaS network environment private link JSON file. Apart from that, so if really required, you can go to the CyberArk's docs.cyberark.com. In the docs.cyberark.com also, you will be able to see all the desired steps if required. So this is pretty much around the prerequisites. I think I forgot one thing. So you will need license file and the recovery public key. So let me go to my on the PaaS on the AWS folder. So I have already gotten this license.xml and the recovery public.key as well. For in your case, you have to reach out to your CyberArk sales representative to get these two files as well, license.xml and the recovery public.key. So that's pretty much on the prerequisites. So we will be deploying we will be setting up or preparing the PaaS network. Okay. For the PaaS network, so what we will be doing, so we will be downloading this PaaS network environment private link JSON CloudFormation template from the GitHub page, and then we will be going to the AWS CloudFormation service. On the AWS CloudFormation service, then we will be deploying the same template. Okay, so let's deploy the PaaS network. So I'm going to my AWS account. In my AWS account, so what you can do, you can go to CloudFormation service. So once you go to the CloudFormation service, so we will be creating a new stack. So here, so I will be uploading a template. So as you guys know, I've already downloaded the template. So I'll be selecting this template, the PaaS network environment, private link JSON. So then I'll be clicking next. So here we can name this tag as a PaaS AWS network comment. So here, if you look at the templates, so these are the few parameters has already been predefined for you. So we will be creating a new PaaS VPC. In the VPC, we will be creating the VPC CIDR range, and within the CIDR range, we will be setting up multiple subnets, and then we will be setting up setting up the user access management. So currently in this case, I'm letting anybody to access the CyberArk component. Again, you can decide on your own. So how does your user access management is going to look like for the RDP connection and the user access? So here, so this is an interesting option. I like putting it tags. So at least it's going to help you if multiple people are accessing your AWS account. So these tags is going to help help to let other people know, hey, these resources are created by you. So here I'm saying, so this is the PaaS AWS deployment. I'm putting this tag. Again, you can put in multiple tags. So that's pretty much about it. Once I click in next, and you will be able to see all these different parameters, what we have defined, and you will be able to see the tags. And then that's pretty much, so once I click on a create tag, so you will be able to see this tag is being deployed. It takes around like 5 minutes of maximum time. Okay. So entire AWS and PaaS AWS network deployment has been created. As part of this entire deployment, if we go to the resources, we can see like almost all the resources required by CyberArk PaaS deployment has been completed automatically as with the help of this CloudFormation template. But many times during the deployment stage, you might want to create these resources manually because your VPC might already be there and you have already been assigned few subnets. In such cases, what we can do, you can simply go to the docs.cyberark.com. So that's where you are able to see. So we provide a step. So where you can provide or you can create a AWS network environment manually as well. So here you will be see all the different steps which is required. So first is the VPC creation, then we will be configuring the private link. So, and then so on, okay? So, but in today's demonstration or the video, we will be focusing upon the CloudFormation way of deployment because using the automated method, you don't have to worry about spending too much of time configuring each and every resources. So now we can see network deployment has been done. So now, as we know, the PaaS network installation has already been completed. So we will be jumping on to the next step. Okay, next step is how we can install all the PaaS components onto the AWS automatically. Okay, without without setting it up manually or step by step. So here, so what we have to do, So we have divided this entire installation into 4 different steps. The first step is you have to download a full PaaS deployment YAML file from the CyberArk's GitHub page. In my case, I have already downloaded this file. The second one is you have to get license file and the recovery public key, okay, which you might have already received from your sales team, and we will be uploading these 2 files to one of the S3 bucket. As a third step, we will be accessing the AWS CloudFormation service again, and then we will be deploying these templates. So let's look into it. So let's jump onto my PaaS on AWS folder. In my PaaS on AWS folder, so these are the 2 license files what I have already received, and I've already downloaded this full PaaS deployment YAML file. Okay, so let's go into one of the S3 bucket. In my case, I have created this PaaS on AWS deployment S3 bucket. So this bucket, you don't, if I go to the properties, if I go to the permissions, so you will see this bucket doesn't have to be public at all. So how CyberArk's component will be accessing this bucket? They will be accessing it using the private link channel. Okay. So I'll go to the objects. In the objects, we will be uploading 2 different files. So first, let's upload the license.xml file. It takes a couple of seconds. Okay, now the file upload has been done. So we will be uploading a recovery public key. So now you can see on my screen, both the license files has been uploaded. So what we will do, we'll go back to the AWS account and we will create a new stack altogether. So we are creating a new stack. So let's upload this Cloudformation template, which is the full PaaS deployment. And once I click next, so you can name it anything, whatever you want. In my case, I'm just naming it as a PaaS component AWS. So you have to accept it. In the key pair, these key pairs are nothing but these are the SSH key pairs. So in my case, I have already created this SSH key pairs. Let me go to the EC2 service. Let me show it to you guys. Excuse me for that. So here, if you go to the key pairs, okay, so I have already created these key pairs. Again, if required, you can create a new key pair as well if you don't have it. So I'll go back to the CloudFormation stack. So this is the permission key pairs. So now we have to mention the name of our S3 bucket where our license and the recovery public key has been uploaded. So this is my S3 bucket name. I will simply copy and paste. So one important thing or you have to take note that here in this case, it is license.xml. Okay, this is the case sensitive. Okay, so this variable value should be matching to whatever is has been uploaded onto the S3 bucket. So in my case, license.xml, it is matching, and the recovery rec pub.key, this is also should be matching. Okay, once it is done, so then you have to define the password, the vault admin password. You can choose any strong passwords. So let me key in all these passwords. Okay, all the values has been filled in. So now we have to mention what is the Vault instance security group. So here what I have to do, I have to simply search on Vault. because as part of the past AWS network deployment, all these things has already been pre-created. In the subnet ID also, so I can simply put in vault. So this is a main vault, so you can select it as a main vault subnet. For the DR side also, so we can do, we can again search it by vault. So we can select a DR subnet. And then from the CPM configuration also, so it's pretty much the same. You can simply search it with CPM and you can select the appropriate CPM code. So CPM again, so this is the main CPM. As part of this deployment, so we will be creating only one CPM, one PVWA, one PSM and one PSNP. So if you want to create more, you can leverage upon the other CloudFormation templates. So PVWA main, this one you can leave it blank if required. And then on the PSM side, and then let's click on the subnet. And then PSM SSH. PSM SSH main. Okay. So all these values has been filled in. So let's click next. So again, we can put a tag. So, and then we are going to click in next. So here, what's going to happen behind the scene as part of this entire CloudFormation template, we will be creating a IAM rules as well. So which will be required for the several features and the functionalities, what we will be leveraging upon behind the scenes. So I just simply gonna acknowledge and we will click on the create stack. So the creation of this entire stack, it will take around 20 to 30 minutes. So now we see the stack, the past component AWS stack, it is still in progress. We can go to the events. In the events, we see most of the components has already been deployed. Okay, starting from the vault, CPM to the CPM to the PSN. So now the PSNP deployment is in progress. Just to save everyone's time, what we can do, we can create another subnet and then we can install, we can create another jump host. And from the jump host, we should be able to access a PVWA dashboard. So I'm going to the VPC management console. Under the VPC management console, you see, so there are dozens of like subnets has already been created by our CloudFormation templates. But for jump host, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create another subnet altogether. So we are going to tie with the past VPC, and then we can name it as a jump host subnet. So in the preference, we can deploy it in 3A. And in terms of the IP addresses, so let me see what all IP addresses has been assigned to other subnets. And then we can choose one of the IP address range accordingly. So here, if you see up to 10.012 address space has already been taken. So probably we can use 10.0.13.0. So let me create a cider block. So let's choose this. And then we have already put a tag. So let's create a subnet. So now the subnet has already been created. So what we can do, we have to attach a we can attach one, the public route table to this specific subnet. So what it entails for 10.0.0.0, it will try to target the locally. Whenever anything has to reach out to the public 0.0.0, it will communicate with the internet gateway. So I'll press save. So once it is done, so then probably another thing what we have to do, we have to create a security group later on. So probably at this stage, what we can do, we can go to the EC2 console and we can spin off one jump host. So I'll create on a launch instance and then we can spin off one of the Windows machine. So let's spin off Windows 2019 server and we can assign a like T2 medium type so that our jump host instance is going to be fast. And then we can assign, okay, on the auto. So here we have to define the appropriate VPC. So currently we will be spinning off this EC2 instance in the past VPC. And then we have already created a subnet. So we will be leveraging upon the jump host subnet. For auto sign public IP, I'm enabling it as a yes in this case. And that's pretty much, so storage, we can leave it as default. Then again, we can add a tag. We can say jump host as jump host machine. Then in the security group, so what we can do, so we have to create a new security group altogether, or we can leverage upon the existing security group. So here we can attach a role. And the role, so okay, 3389 should be allowed. And then we can assign another subnet. Let me see the subnet range. So if I go to the security group, let's look at the security group settings of other virtual machines. So here, if you see, okay, from this jump host subnet, we shall be connecting to the PVWA. But as of now, I can allow this jump host should be able to connect to all the virtual machines, all the past VMs. So what we can do, we can simply define it as this, and that's pretty much. We can do a review and launch. And once I click on a launch, so I'm leveraging upon the same SSH key pair. So I'm just acknowledging it, and then we are going to launch an instance. So it takes a couple of seconds, and let's name it as a pass jump host. So once I okay, so let's go back to the CloudFormation template. So yes, so this CloudFormation template has been completed. So if you see, we started this CloudFormation template as 10:47 and it got finished off at like 11:42. It took almost 1 hour on my setup. So you might expect almost the similar amount of time it might take in your environment. So that's a good news. Everything has been completed. So now what we can do, we can go back to our EC2 instance to the past jump host, and let's look at the other EC2 instances. Everything has been up and running. So let's wait for a couple of minutes for my past jump host has to come up. So okay, it looks to be up. So let's connect to this past jump host. So first, okay, so I think we have to wait a couple of seconds to get the instance fully up and running. So it is still initializing. Let's go to the VPC management console. In the VPC management console, one thing we have to take note In the security group of PVWA, we that RDP connection should be allowed. Okay, in this case, RDP connection is allowed from anywhere. So it means we should be good to go. So now let's go back to the EC2 management console and let's wait for our past jump host to be completely initialized, up and running. So let's wait for like few more minutes. So PaaS jump host is up and running. So now we can start try connecting it. So I will download a RDP file, and for the password, so let me decrypt the password. So let me open this RDP file as well. So let me key in my credentials. So once we click on a connect, it might take some time to connect it to the jump host. So we will click on yes, and then we should be able to see the connection, remote connection has been set up. So, and then in the parallel, what we can do, we can go to the EC2 console again. Let's note down the IP address of our PVWA dashboard EC2 instance. So 10.05.78 is the IP address. So what we can do, we can try accessing the PVWA dashboard. Let me check what is the exact URL we have to type. So we are going to go to this web page. I'm just gonna accept it. It takes a couple of seconds. Okay, so now let's try logging onto the PVWA. I'm using the same credentials what we have set up during our Cloudformation templates. So I'm going to press sign. I'm going to store the password. In this case, so this particular part looks okay. So let's go to the system health. In the system health also we can see the primary vault is up, your DR vault is also up, and our web portal is up, CPM is up, and the PSM and PSM for SSH is up. So that's how we can conclude the entire deployment of the CyberArk PaaS solution using the Cloudformation template has been successfully completed. If you guys have any question, feel free to put a comment or feel free to reach out to the CyberArk team, and we shall be more than happy to work along with you in your entire journey of deploying CyberArk PAM solution onto the AWS cloud. Thanks a lot, everyone.